If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. Pop Smoke will release his new album, Pop Smoke, since it's self-titled, on July 16th. And today I wanted to talk about my expectations for this, what I'm thinking about, leading up to this, going into this new record once it drops. So let's talk about it. So first off, we gotta mention that this is his second posthumous album after 2020 Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. But that album was mainly finished by him before he passed away, rest in peace. So we can kind of assume that it was, made in his kind of vision and what he wanted it to be. But this new album is something that I'm not too sure about. I already said that in that video where I went over the announcement, that I'm just not sure as to how accurately this will represent Pop Smoke's vision or his intention with the songs on here. Y'all know I'm very critical with these posthumous releases. You know that, for example, I was also very skeptical going into Juice WRLD's Legends Never Die, but that was okay since I also knew that was mainly finished by him before he passed away. Rest in peace to Juice. So that was still fine, and I felt the same way about Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. But for this new Pop Smoke album, we just don't have the same information. Also, and this is something that I immediately thought about, is the title, which is just self-titled. This could, of course, just be a stylistic device that they use. I know a lot of artists drop these self-titles, but those are usually used when an artist is coming up and they really want to make a name for themselves. So they title their album, their name, because they want people to go back and rediscover that album and kind of have their name as a brand be burned into fans and people's heads. But Pop Smoke is not someone who needs to make a name for himself. He's an international star by now. So the fact that they self-titled this, maybe they didn't have a title that they wanted to name it, but honestly, somebody could just come up with something. But also, this could maybe be somewhat of a greatest hits, if that makes sense. Not in the way that they compile old songs to make it a greatest hits, because for that, his discography is just not long enough and not big enough, and his career just hasn't been long enough for that. But maybe they want to make it like a last kind of grand ending to his career, where they just compile his best leaks or his best leftover verses and songs that he finished, or maybe also songs that he started and then never completed and they want to complete it now. So that's maybe what I'm thinking when I see that this thing is self-titled. But all that is just speculation, of course. I really don't know. I fell in love with pop sound way after he passed away. I was, of course, aware of him while he was still alive and still making waves in Brooklyn, bringing that drill sound back and all that. I was there, listening to Meet the Woo when it came out, and especially Meet the Woo 2, which was even a bigger wave. But really, I found myself liking him a lot more over the past couple of months, just because I've been listening to his music while working out. So I kind of found a new kind of entrance to his world through that. So I went back and listened to a lot of old stuff, and I really liked the style that he pioneered. He was really someone important in modern day hip hop, someone who brought a fresh new sound, someone who took a sound from Chicago or the UK and made it his own in that drill scene in Brooklyn. He came up with a lot of other artists, Fabi Foreign, for example, which we're gonna see that man is definitely on this new record. I think maybe on this new record they want to showcase a lot of more of these drill artists from Brooklyn, maybe some just gaps in the songs that could be filled in by verses from other artists will be filled by those, but I also expect some really big name features to be featured on here as well. I'm expecting those usual Sway Lee, Future, those type of features on here, because they're always used when an artist has a song that's not fully completed and they just need some kind of filler to fill in some empty spaces in there. They always go to these types of artists to let them fill in for that. Maybe they're gonna try to make some more deep cut things. I can see a Roddy Ricch feature, for example, on here. But as I said, I'm just not too sure about how that was Pop Smoke's final vision for this project. And this all just seems like a money grab from his estate, from his label. And I really don't like that, but I get that they're trying to, capitalize off of everything they still have left. As to whether this will be his last album, we also don't know. We knew kind of after Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon that there was still something coming. There was just a lot of talks about it. The same for the Juice WRLD project that's coming out soon as well. The Party Never Ends. So there was always some talk about it, but we never knew if we were actually gonna get it or not. I don't think he'll switch up his style that much because most of it was just recorded during that time where, that we all know Pop Smoke from, with that drill sound, with those drill instrumentals, with his typical flow. All the features we've heard so far, his last was, for example, Lane Switcher for the Fast and Furious 9 soundtrack, sound pretty much the same as he sounded those 1.5 years ago. That's, of course, not his fault. How could he, switch up his style afterwards? But it's just, I don't know if I'll be that happy with them just trying to push out some more of the old music, and if that will leave like a bittersweet taste on his legacy because we just couldn't see him evolve in the way that he would have, because I truly think that Pop Smoke could have been an artist that could have evolved way past his current capabilities and way past his current style and just artistic vision, and could have, really become like a superstar, which by a lot of means he is nowadays already, but just in terms of music as well, and not just in terms of popularity and notoriety. So that's kind of sad to see. I would have loved for him to be with us for a bit longer, to see where he would take his music and evolve as an artist. He was taken too soon. Rest in peace. I hope that this new album, Pop Smoke, self-titled, will somehow conclude his legacy fittingly. We'll get some, old, just classic Pop Smoke tracks, maybe some new stuff that he recorded in the meantime, and I think we can't wish for anything more. So I'm excited for Pop Smoke. As I said, I have a couple of worries going into this, but I think all of us do with these posthumous releases. But all we can do is just wait and see if this thing turns out to be great, or if it's just another, classic kind of filler posthumous album, which I really don't hope for, but there's always the possibility for that, because these labels and these estates are really trying to squeeze everything out of artists nowadays. So let's keep my hopes up. That's what I think about this. I'm excited for this. A couple of worries. We're not going to see like a new pop sound on here or any style switch up. I think we're going to see a lot of those, classic big name features that I mentioned. I think that will probably be predominantly what we're going to see on this record. But now I want to know what you think about this. Are you excited for this? What do you think about the fact that it's self-titled? What features do you want to see on here? What do you think about the fact that this whole thing is his second posthumous album at this point? Just let me know if you're excited in general, because I think this could be something special, or it could go the other way. I don't know, but let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.